Welcome back, you guys. This episode is probably a little bit late. Easter was early this year, so I'm kind of slacking on my Easter episodes because I'm still imagining Easter to be in April. That being said, staying on the theme probably with Easter in April, and it's not exactly like Easter-y, but it's the idea. Anyway, a concept that I heard one time and I cannot get out of my head is they hail you and then they nail you. Is this not true? I mean, in every, I feel like, career, it happens. Because whether you're in management, they might hail you at first. Congratulations on your promotion, right? And then they nail you. Then they just absolutely despise you. We see this a lot with celebrities, with politics. We see this a lot. I mean, seriously. We elect somebody, we hail them, then we absolutely hate them. We see this with celebrities. We hail the celebrities that are growing, and then we just destroy them. Try to cancel them, right? I feel like we see this in friendships, maybe. Our friends hail us, then they try to destroy us. Like, they hail you and then they nail you. We have seen this biblically, if we're staying on the Easter theme, right? Like, they hailed Jesus, then they nailed him, quite literally. And I think that I'm trying to think of the proper way to explain this. I did an episode on this several years ago, and I cannot remember how I did it, but it was really good. Took it down. Anyway, I think basically the idea of hailing and then nailing somebody is a crucifixion. Which, by the way, did you guys know that when somebody is crucified, they actually don't die from blood loss or from any of the awful things that go into that? They die technically from drowning in their own blood, in their throat. Fun fact of the day. Which is why it's technically like the worst, allegedly worst death, because, ew. Imagine dying from your own blood. Like, it's your own blood that literally suffocates you. And I don't think it's technically, like, rated the worst, most painful death, but it's kind of the most just disturbing. Anyway, I take that back. But I don't know. Somehow or another, it's up there. That's why it was what happened to Jesus. But anyway, so I think there's a lot to learn from the crucifixion, whether you're religious or not. It's an example. It's a story. And I think there's a lot to, like, take from the fact that, yeah, they hail you and then they nail you, and then they essentially want you to drown from your own blood. Didn't mean to make this all that gruesome, but since we're here and on the topic, let's just keep going, shall we? So I think a great example that I have personally seen in my life, because I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, is the fact that she is very clearly hailed and nailed, and she's one of the few celebrities that has very clearly resurrected. I mean, she literally says herself that, honey, I rose up from the dead, I do it all the time, which I have recently heard is actually very much blasphemy, because there's only one person who actually rose up from the dead. And she claims that she does it all the time, which is a very interesting perspective. I've never thought of it like that. I personally see it as she's a genius, because, I mean, we all know this. She's a mastermind. She says it herself. But the fact that she has apparently caught on to this hail and nail situation, and she took that and ran with it and did the exact thing that you do in that situation and resurrect. which is exactly what people want. That is exactly what people glorify. I'm like, she's a genius. Because most people, when they get canceled, they just shut down. You know, I mean, she did for a little bit, but then she did the exact thing that you're supposed to do and then just come back stronger than ever before. And look at her now. She's extremely hailed. And I'm only imagining that once again, she's going to get nailed because that's the way it goes. You get hailed and nailed and then it just keeps going. She's going to have to resurrect herself probably again. But I think the fact that she did this, not to make this all about Taylor, but it's a great example. This is exactly what we're supposed to do, in my opinion, in these situations. Is it not? I mean, you look at like the greatest story of all time. Did you guys know that the Bible is the most read book in the world? Whether you believe it or not, it stands. So the fact that this is what people want to hear, this is what people want to see happen, this is the way that it works, this is allegedly like the script of how to live our life, right? And so when this happens in our life, when we're hailed and then nailed, we need to resurrect. So I want to say, whatever it is that you're facing in your life, that you feel like you are being possibly hailed for at the moment, be prepared to get nailed. Be prepared. Not trying to speak negativity over your hailing at the moment, but I'm trying to say that this is what is coming because this is the way life works. It's unfortunate, but it's true. That being said, if you're currently being nailed, let me guess, you're just previously hailed. Tell me if I'm wrong. And if you're currently being nailed, basically I want to warn you that you're probably going to drown in your own blood. Maybe not quite literally. But I do just want to warn you what could potentially be coming your way, you know? Be ready for it. Brace yourself. And if you are, in this situation and expecting that the outcome might not be the best, prepare to resurrect. Prepare to resurrect because that is the only answer. I mean, again, like from the Bible itself, this is what we should do. Whether you're religious or not, I think it's a great example. And I think we've seen this happen in a lot of different ways. And especially like with people high up who are great examples. I mean, whether you like celebrities or not, they're great examples of people to learn from. I mean, take that as you will. They're also extremely immature and traumatized at the age they became famous for the most part. But, it's a great example of people who are very much targeted. Let's put it that way. So anyway, if you are in a situation where a resurrection point might be coming, I think you should start thinking of ways that you can resurrect yourself and sort of like reinvent yourself, which I think is something that is super healthy to do as much as it might sound scary, because it's not good to stay in the same place forever. I think it's great to come back as a new you, just start over. Reinventing myself, so to speak, was the greatest thing I have ever done for myself in my life. I don't want to say thing, but the greatest decision, the greatest move that I have ever made in my entire life. Starting fresh, moving states away to a place where I knew nobody and just starting over, deleting everyone I knew on social media and just starting over. It was, dare I say, traumatizing, but it was also refreshing. I mean, I would recommend everybody do it at least once in their life. I want to do it again. I do. I want to do it again so badly. Like, the feeling was just, it's a feeling I feel like I could get addicted to, and that's why I'm trying to not do it again, because where would I end up? I don't know. I feel like it's something that you should do when you're literally at your breaking point. I don't think it's necessarily something that you should do just because it's something that you get addicted to. You know what I mean? Like, you can get addicted to the, I guess, response of your, like, reinvention. I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, sort of like the reinvention of yourself. You can get addicted to the response of that. And I don't know that that's necessarily something that we should get addicted to, because I don't think that that's healthy. I think that it's healthier to let the cycle run and do it as it happens. But knowing the cycle will help you to take the right steps to do that. And I think one of the greatest steps to reinventing yourself is to hire a life coach. And I'm not just saying this because I am a life coach. I'm saying this because I have personally done this myself. And this is why I became a life coach, because I have seen what an impact it has made on my personal life. Therapy doesn't compare. Nothing in my life I've ever tried has compared to a life coach. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm actually thinking about hiring another one here soon, because it changes. Because a life coach holds you accountable in a way that nobody else does. They believe in you in a way that nobody else does. When you have somebody who believes in you and holds you accountable in a way that nobody else does, like, it's this perfect combination of what it takes to succeed and to really just start over and hold yourself accountable to making these steps that you want to make and transform, reinvent, resurrect. I'm saying this from experience. I cannot recommend this anymore. If this is the point you're at in your life, this is something that I so highly encourage you to try. If you are interested in hiring me as your own personal life coach, you can book a free discovery call with me to see what this is all about, see if we're a good fit, because there are so many out there, and I niche more specifically in helping entrepreneurs build their dream business. And if that is something that sounds like it might be a perfect fit for you, please feel free to book a free discovery call to find out more. And if not, you can also still stay connected with me, because I like to kind of cover a lot of different bases. So you can check out my social media at Make Waves Coach on almost any social media platform, and also at Mermaid Cassandra, as I'm a professional mermaid. That was one of my many resurrecting, starting over journeys. It's been quite a journey, and let me just say I have been hailed and I have been nailed for that, to say the least. So I know a lot about this process. And doing things that are a little bit more off the grid, and that's why I like specializing with people who are doing something that's not necessarily glorified, to say the least. You can also check out my podcast, Make Waves Mermaid Cassandra, available every place podcasts are found. I will talk to all of y'all in the next episode. Go out there and make waves. Mwah.